Cafe. I'm used really Stanley Nyeringit in case you're waking up right now. This is what we're serving you on Wednesday at 8 a.m. relationships and giving you tips on relationships. And well, oftenly they are titled as home wreckers or husband snatchers, and that is the conversation you're having this morning, the mistress. And we're just getting to understand, are we the era of the mistress? And we're asking you, do you think women in this era are more open to being kept on the side as a secret? Hashtag Morning Cafe, that is on Facebook page at TV47 Kenya. I'll repeat the question. Do you think women in this era are more open to being kept on the side as a secret? And with me, very lucky to have three very sharp minds, counselors, counseling psychologists, just to help us understand this conversation. I'll introduce them. They'll definitely tell us who they are more broadly. Judith Ngerechi, a counselor. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. My name is Judith Ngerechi, and I'm a champion for women and teenage moms. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
Nice to have you once more. Carol Mashari, counselor.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Carol. I am a counselor. I also happen to be a student, a psychology student. I'm doing my master's in counseling psychology. And I also have a big passion as my colleague on teenage mom and women. And I run a mentorship program called Spa Impact. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. And finally, Isaac Moyo, counseling psychologist, as well as a life coach. Karibu sana, sir.
Thank you so much. I do a lot of marriage and family counseling. And for that reason, especially now this topic, I can say statistically that 70% of the couples that I see, the cause of the problem is these mistresses. So this is a very odd topic that we'll be discussing.
70%?
70%. Wow. The cause of the problem is that. And besides that, I'm a trauma therapist, so I'm also looking at the trauma and how it ends up affecting people to get to this kind of life.
Most definitely.
So I'll be able to share more.
Oh yes, and I'm really psyched to even have this conversation, now that I have one, and even for out there. And as I always do every single Wednesday on relationships, I pop in one African proverb and let my panelists just dig deep on that. So today's proverb says, one who plants grapes by the roadside and one who marries a pretty woman share the same problem. Can I repeat the proverb? One who plants grapes by the roadside and one who marries a pretty woman share the same problem. Gretch, what do you make of this proverb?
Wow, it's quite interesting comparing a pretty woman to grapes, because grapes produce so many things, juice, wine, and it's an interesting description to a pretty woman.
Masharia?
Wow.
You're gazing and trying to see this African proverb.
Yeah, I'm also trying to compare grapes with a pretty woman. For sure, grapes are good. They make delicious things and sweet things. And so planting them by the roadside is exposing them to everyone, and anyone can pluck. The same case applies to a pretty woman, having her and associating with her, also exposing her. Maybe it gives chances for anyone to interact and also pluck.
It's interesting. Moyo?
I totally agree with that proverb.
Oh, you agree with the proverb?
It's very true.
Okay.
Because just like grapes, just like a pretty woman, we are socialized in our mind. It's innate, it's a system, it's a program in the mind. When you see something good, you get attracted to it.
Sure.
And then follows the temptation to try and say, can I taste these grapes? Can I taste this? And the series goes on. And now later on it becomes either a criminal because you are picking someone's grapes. So
do you think the proverb really matches even what the 70% that you're talking about?
Very true. Very true. These are words of wisdom picked by the old people that have worked for years. So it's very true.
All right.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, wherever you're watching us this morning, right, in Kenya virtually, you can always call in live 0795 045 864. We'll be picking those calls for you in case you have any questions, in case you have any thoughts or opinions. We'll be sharing. The guests are right here and they'll be answering all that and just chiming with you. So usiogope. But in case unafeel kama unagopa tusikie sauti yako, you can also text us on our SMS number 22047. On WhatsApp as well. I'll be having those numbers pale chini kwa screen, and also call in live. I can take a look at one comment that will also help us, shape up this conversation. Kips Jeth says, this is on Facebook. The question, do you think women in this era are more open to being kept on the side as a secret? He says, not anymore. Those in marriage are discussing the men with village mates or workmates. They discuss you hadi ukipatana na hao marafiki zake. And dash. And so I'll basically start with even your own understanding of, in this era now, as 2024, who is, well, in the streets we call them the side chicks, but then the polite, manner and formal way to say it is the mistress.
Now, the definition of a mistress is someone who is having an affair with a married person. Mm-hmm. And in this case, most mistresses are women. And the reason I feel like a lot of women, or rather some women, opt to become mistresses is because of first fear of commitment, because there's no way you would want to commit to one person and you would still want to be kept by another person who is in a committed relationship to someone else. So the fact that you would want to be, and I think the term mistress is a very polished way of just calling someone who is having an affair with someone in a committed relationship. So I think the term mistress is, we are giving it a lot of, we are polishing it. We're making it sound like it's a very nice thing to do, which I think it's not. And the women that are accepting to do this is because of either one, they do not want to be committed, or number two, there's an insecurity in them that makes them want to do this.
But commitment, at the end of the day, she'll still be committed though to this person. I mean, what does this, what do both parties get to benefit from this kind of arrangement? And do you feel like at the end of the day, it will be an arrangement, or, because I mean, some would say on social media that, hey, maybe I just nilijipata tu hapo. One day come to realize, kumbe there's actually the main one. So is it, first of all, is it like an agreed, fine, I will be the side chick or the mistress? And do you feel like there should actually be now the commitment?
Okay, my input in this is I think it's a bit different, because it's not like the hizo siku za kitambo, when many girls used to say that I didn't know that this man has a wife. That was the talk. And when they came out and it is now known that they are dating a married man, they used that to defend themselves as a defense mechanism, that I did not know. But nowadays, they don't fear. Mm-hmm. They already know there is someone, and they don't have a problem to commit.
So it's been normalized? It
has been normalized, and I think it's the talk of the day. And at the same time, not really that these girls are just outside there. I also think that the challenges that are there in marriages, in young marriages, because there is a big problem in young marriages, and people are not ready to commit fully to the marriage. So you find them going out of the marriage, and now you can look at a young lady with small babies, and maybe she's in her early 30s, and now she's out. For sure, she cannot stay without a man. So she end up being a side chick.
So the unique benefits zenye this lady atakuwa natafuta, let's say, because you mentioned she has kids and she doesn't have the proper, let's say, wealth and financial stability that anafaa kukuwa nayo.
Sure.
So inabidi sasa atafute.
Yes, she maybe she is not able to cater for the children, and now she has to look for someone wa kuleta unga kwa watoto. And at the same time, the sex is a basic need. And now for a young mom, I think for them to stay outside there just like that, and they are used to stay with someone. They are used to have a man. So they end up being side chick for other men after broken marriages. So I believe the issue of many marriages being broken at a young age is also encouraging this thing of being a mistress. And as my colleague has said, that this name is being polished as mistress, just to make it look as if it's a good thing. Eh? It doesn't have to be that way. I think we need to attack it with we need to attack it just to make sure that it does not look as if it's ni kama ni kitu poa ya kufanywa, you know. But not exactly that it's only girls who are not having children, who have never been married, who are being called mistress. There are also ladies who have come out of their marriages and they stop being the main chick. Yeah, and they also become side chick.
Just to add what both of you are saying, the fact that the mistress is a very polished word and should really not actually be happening. Well, it's really happening. According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, last year, it said a typical Kenyan man has an average of 7.4 sexual partners, and women confess to having an average of 2.3. So you can see the variation of that. So right now, and so even as a country now, do you agree with the ladies that the fact that, well, it's a very, tunaiweka as a polished way, the mistress, but then it has so many words. When I started, wengine watasema no, you ni husband snatcher, wengine watasema home wrecker.
Sure.
What's your take on the fact that right now it has been normalized?
The biggest challenge is we've not identified the problem, and we keep responding to symptoms. It's like going to a doctor with symptoms, and the doctor keeps treating the symptoms instead of treating, make a diagnosis that this is a sickness, this is a treatment.
So what's the sickness?
We have to go back and look at the genesis of this. This, for the sake of being official, the mistresses are talking about.
Yeah.
One, this is somebody who has a vacuum. This is somebody who has an inadequacy in them. This is somebody who feels not well enough, and when they meet someone who would appraise them, support them, motivate and inspire them, they'll feel like this is heaven on earth. How do I just leave that? So as somebody is talking of not being able not to live anymore and looking for that opportunity, they will get to that. So when we go back to the genesis of it, first of all, it starts with the parenting aspect, where this young girl grows up in a space where they are not affirmed by their father. And therefore, when they grow up, they have an issue of looking for that affirmation that they lacked. When they get someone who is able to do that, it doesn't matter whether they are old as their father or other brother or whatever. That is what they are looking for, and they have found it. When you are challenging them, say, no, I'm living my life. How do you challenge what I'm doing? And it's okay with me. So going to the root cause is what is happening in the families today. Number two, we are living in a society where we have lost value in values. So when you are talking about, oh, this is not good, somebody talked about attacking it. Honestly speaking, if we don't have value in values, then how do you talk about challenging mistresses? They are living their life. Nowadays, we are in a world which is very competitive. Unfortunately, people are very competitive and comparing themselves, and they want to live a certain life. So to fulfill that, they also need to assert themselves in a certain space. And they say the end justifies the mean, not the means justifying the end. So all that they are looking for, what am I getting in this relationship? They don't care what you're saying. So this is the journey, this is the problem, and it's a deep-seated issue. And that's why when you talk about normalizing it, it's becoming very official, it's very common, and it's everywhere. And don't be surprised, as a psychologist, I say we can predict behaviors. It's not going to be, as in the number is not going to reduce, it's going to get worse, and it's going to be quote unquote formalized.
Sure.
You seem to have an additional bit of it, Mashere, before we continue on the same.
Yeah, I think I support what Isaac is saying. They are enjoying their life, and also the values that they were brought up in as a family. Some of these girls, they are raised by single moms, some of them. And so they have seen this happening. Even to their mom. Yes, they know that the man who visits them is not their dad, and he has other children. So I think the values of a family that a child is being raised on also matters, and also the peer pressure, and they don't see it as a problem. As Isaac is saying, they don't see it as a problem. And as he's saying that we go to the root cause rather than dealing with the symptoms. Yes, and know why are they doing it? Why are they comfortable doing it?
But Grechi, so who gets to benefit more in this kind of relationship kind of setup? Is it the man who already has either his girlfriend of some years or actually a wife, or is it now the lady?
First of all, I have a contrary opinion to what Macharia has said, because I disagree on the concept that most of these girls come from single homes. There are mistresses who come from functional homes. In fact, some of them come from very good backgrounds. If you check, some of them were raised by Christian parents. Some of them were raised by parents who are actually preachers, and they're still practicing this. And I believe that I think it's also a choice and societal pressure, number one. Number two, I think there's a conversation you're also missing, is where is the men in this equation? Because these men are enabling these affairs.
So now I was getting to that.
Yes.
The question that was so is it an equal kind of benefit? Because it seems as if it's a whole. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Sherry was saying that. So this lady would be going, would be opting for this because she knows, well, I have to fend for my children. I have this kind of needs, so this is why I'm getting into it. But then now for the man, what kind of benefits is he probably accruing for this?
Really, but there are affairs that are happening with women that are actually self-sufficient. They can cater to themselves. They have the finances and the means to do that, but they're still having affairs. And for the men, I believe that, again, first of all, it's a choice. Someone choosing to not respect their marriage, someone choosing to step out of their significant other. And, over and above the financial aspect of things, really, I believe that lacking accountability, when you don't want to take responsibility for whatever is broken in your marriage. Now, because you don't want to address that, what do? You look for a cosmetic solution. Now, cosmetic solution is you looking for a woman outside in the name of, I'm looking for peace, because a lot of men will say that there's no peace at home. I wonder, and I ask myself, when you don't have peace at home, whose responsibility is it to bring that peace at home? Isn't you as a man, as the head of the home, to be able to make sure that your household is functional and be able to address these things? So for men, I usually think basically it's I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on air, it's for sexual benefits, I believe, because there's nothing you can tell me that you're lacking peace at home, you're going to look for peace outside there, because you're spending money, number one. So the money that you'd have saved or spent it on your family, you will spend it to take this woman to Dubai or wherever you're going. And really, when you sit and try to understand why this man chose to step out of their marriage and have an affair, they will tell you, maybe my wife is doing this and that, or maybe someone cheated on me, or maybe I have suspicions like this and that. But you're not being responsible and accountable enough to be able to address the issue. So what are you doing instead? You are looking for other benefits outside. Because really, you will find most of these men, they do not even have, conjugal rights with their wives. So they step out.
So according to you, mostly, the genesis of all this kind of setup of a relationship, it starts from the man. So
yes, it's not just the man. It's, when something is broken at home and people don't want to take responsibility, someone will find an excuse, because it's really an excuse. So you will tell yourself, because I don't want to address the problems at home, what do? You start stepping out, and then now it multiplies, it becomes an issue. When the woman finds out, or whichever partner is having an affair, then the partner that is not having an affair finds out. What do they do? Option one is either they retaliate. If they don't retaliate, they recluse, they keep to themselves. Then now you start building a mountain from that very small molehill. So yes, I think men bear the most responsibility, because if you didn't step out of your marriage, we will not be having these mistresses.
Mawiu, now for let's use the hypothetical that she's given us. So you have this man who had the problems in the marriage, and they haven't yet sorted it out. And he opts to look for peace, out there. But then, even, I mean, he hasn't really, solved even his own, mental issues and everything. And he goes to pile up everything. Isn't he just, piling up and just doing the same thing now to a different woman? So what kind of other benefits and very unique benefits does this man get from this relationship? Well, other than the whole, conjugal matters and everything, but then what other unique benefits? Is there the whole bit of at a peace? Is it true, or it's just kitu two men say?
The issue of conjugal rights is just part of the product of the process.
Yeah.
But there's the issue of someone is trying to solve a problem using a wrong method. That's what she's talking about. And that's why I want to build from the issue of whatever is happening at home, whether it has been caused by the lady or the economy or the children or name it. Now, whenever you face a problem, there's what we call defense mechanisms. How do I cope with this problem?
Sure.
So sometimes somebody will use this as a way of coping with this challenge at home. And therefore, in the process, they get the mistress, quote unquote, for peace of mind or fun, or especially for somebody maybe who is in the middle crisis, also was having some struggles in the journey of life, and they want to try something new, they get into all this. Later on, of course, they will have the effects, which maybe we may talk about later, the impact of all this. So it's a whole journey of somebody who is trying to satisfy themselves, maybe an ego. They have not been praised at home, they have not that peace, they have stress, and they, okay, if somebody else at work is encouraging me and say, hey, Isaac, you're doing so well, you're doing a good job. And this is a colleague at work, you feel like, oh, by the way.
So that's basically what a man just needs, being told you're doing well, you're...
Validation.
The validation.
The validation, the support. There are several things. So the conjugal rights are just one of the many things that they are looking for. Because if somebody is able to spend money of whatever tune just to make sure that they get this, then there's something that they are benefiting from it more than what they are getting, quote unquote, they are getting at home or they can get at home. And remember, at the end of the day, human beings are always looking at what is massaging their ego, what is massaging, what is the need. You wake up in the morning, dress up the way you dress, because there's something that you want to fulfill. So you go to a certain hotel and not the other because there's something that you want to meet. So it is that inner desire that when somebody feels like they have a need, they go for it.
Mashar, is it that now this mistress knows the art of validating this man better than the wife? Ama ni the wife maybe alifanya, kafika mahali akachoka, kasema nimeshinda nikikwambia toa socks yako weka vizuri hadi nikachoka. Is it or what's your take on that? Is it because I mean he says this man will be with a workmate and he's told but then umevaa vizuri, and he did get that waking up.
Yeah. Okay. What I can say is that is a fake life. Fake things, everyone will love them because they are fake. This lady is only going well with this man because she's not living with the man. When you live with someone, you are able to identify the weaknesses. And anything new or anything that kitu mpya inaletwa kwako unaona ikikaa poa, but kitu umeishi nayo you seems to have gotten used to it. So it's not that they are good, they are able to affirm the man so well than the wife. Alafu, these ladies, they are very intentional in doing this. They have intended to do it. It is like something that you have planned to do, work that you have planned to do. You prepare. Like when you are going for an interview, most of the people who go for interviews, not necessarily these ones, but maybe an interview that you intend to get a job, you will fake everything for you to get that job. So me, what I think is that this lady, they fake love.
The mistress now.
Yes, the mistress now. They fake it all. just to make sure the man feels affirmed, validated, he feel more important, you see.
Who do you think hunts for, who hunts for who? Is it, okay, and before I actually ask that, yes. I'm being told that we do have a caller. TV47, hello.
Hello, TV47.
Yes, kwa majina ni nani?
Mimi naitwa Kamau kutoka Kiambu.
Kamau kutoka Kiambu, asante sana for calling us this morning. Maswali, uko na swali ama maoni?
Unaona maoni yangu, there's this lady who is normally referred, so we are looking at the genesis of the side chick and everything.
Yes.
There is this lady who is normally referred to as Lilith in the Bible. Normally hapo hubiri hawatakai kuhubiria sana. But I believe this is a woman who is mentioned in Genesis 1:27, was created in the same breath with Adam. But Eve is a woman who was created by God himself from the man's rib. Okay. When God saw that Adam was indeed lonely, it's not like he didn't have a woman. It's just like he didn't have the main woman who is Lilith. But I believe God himself created Eve as a side chick for Adam because this gentleman was lonely. So I don't know if that is the genesis of this side chick thing because it's like a phenomenon that will never end. That is my contribution.
All right. Asante sana Kamau.
Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing from our counselors on what is their take on that account of Genesis.
Sasa unatupigia ukiwa wapi?
Niko Kiambu.
Oh, Kiambu. Sawa. Salimia sana watu wa Kiambu. Ulisema ni Genesis 1 verse?
Genesis 1:27.
Oh, 27. Oh,
yeah, that is the first account of creation of man and woman.
Oh, sawa. Asante sana. Kamau kutoka Kiambu, salimia kutoka Kiambu. You can always call us live. 0795045864 is the number to call us live. We're asking you, do you think, let me just get that, do you think women in this era are more open to being kept on the side as a secret? Do you think women in this era being more open to being kept on the side as a secret? In the comment section, there are a couple of no's and a couple of also yeses. You can also tell us why your reason on the same is that. So before the caller asked all that, I was getting into matters who hunts who, but I can definitely get your honest views on what he's talking about. Let me just read what he was talking about. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them.
Well, whatever he's asking is a theological debate. And I'm sure it will need a lot of exposition. I'm a student of the Bible.
Okay.
So it will need a lot of exposition, right, because he is comparing that creation story and the other creation story. There are two creation stories.
Yeah.
And that's what he is trying to say, that God created them male and female. Then in another account, there is where he made Adam to sleep and got a rib and created a woman. That is now Eve. That is the comparison he's bringing in. And with all due respect, that is not the issue of the mistress and all that we are talking about today. If we are to go to that, then we need to go to a theological discussion and do an exposition on what is actually the truth.
All right.
Theologically, the Bible doesn't contradict itself. So it's us who is not understanding the story behind why this story was written, about the first account of creation and the second account of a creation, that where now the rib is gotten. That's the response.
So I hope Kamau umepata hiyo jibu. So now back to who hunts who. And so the reason I'm asking this is because, I mean, typically you'd be told, even for a man, you're not the one who actually got, to be with this woman. It's this woman who, ensure that you actually were with her. So again, so who is it? The man as much as well? The man has the issues, and he probably starts to look for someone else. But then, so is it the side chick who looks for this man, or is it the man who looks for?
Okay, any can look for the other.
Okay.
Because also we are talking of, my brother is explaining of a man who is looking for satisfaction outside. So this is someone who is looking for something. So it can happen, a man can look for a lady, of which I think the biggest percentage, as far as we are trying to talk ill about these ladies or these mistresses, men also look for them. And you'll find them when you get to the point of that argument that she has been caught, she'll always say that it's him who looked for me. On another case.
Could I interrupt you a minute before you get into your next case? As you pick this call, Janet is calling us. Janet, habari asubuhi. Hello, Janet.
Hello.
Habari asubuhi.
Nzuri sana.
Unatupigia ukiwa wapi?
Napiga kutoka Gilgil.
Oh, Gilgil. Habari watu wa Gilgil?
Wako salama huku tuko tu.
Yes, swali yetu ni asubuhi leo hii tunauliza, do you think women in this era are more open to being kept on the side as a secret? Uko na swali juu ya hiyo ama uko na maoni?
Personally, I'm a side chick.
Wow, okay.
Na if something I enjoy is that kind of setup because I'm not fully committed to someone. Now wanaume ni wachache. So we share.
For how long?
I think we're in that era. We have dated for 2 years. And we are not even planning to have a baby.
Why did you, okay, I mean, umetuambia the whole commitment issues for you.
It's not a thing for me. And then hao wanaume wengine hawa wanakucheza tu, unaona hakuna haja. Badali tu uchukue wenyewe na usichicommit.
But okay, so for the 2 years, so tofauti yako as a side and now the main, tofauti yenu both of you ni gani haswa?
Bwanake anaenda usiku kwake. She's the wife. I don't want her position as the wife. Yeah.
Interesting. I think I'll also open for the guests to also ask you questions.
Yeah. Naomba kukuuliza, do you feel any guilty about what you do?
No, there's no guilt. Let me tell you, these men, they play us. Live. And I've experienced that for quite some time. And I'm so tired in settling with a monologue kind of setup. So why not have someone else, man? Nijuange tu huyu ni wenyewe lakini niko tu. Mahitaji yangu ananipatia.
Okay, then at the long run, where now you have uko na mtoto na yeye, baadaye this gentleman decides to quit. What is the future looking like for you?
That's okay. Remember, all along I've known I'm a side chick, so I'm not giving 100% in this.
Yes.
I'm just there for that time. It's that season for us.
All right. Good.
Hi, Janet.
Hi.
My question to you is, you've said that a lot of men, you've gone through something na kuna wale wamekuhurt. So why would you want to do that to another woman, number one? Number two, you've said that you're planning to have a child with this man, regardless of the outcome of that relationship, whether things work out or not. Then the question is, what kind of future are you hoping for this child who will not have a present dad in their life?
Maybe hapo niko selfish in terms of the child and all that. But when it comes to now that looking at the future with this man and wanting, like, imagining that I'm hurting the other woman, I don't want her to know I'm there. So there is no point nitaenda kuchokoza, nitataka kuwa hapo. No. Yeah, ishi huko mimi nikae Gilgil, full stop. Actually tuko Gilgil pamoja.
Wow.
Lakini I always know my lane.
Okay, a final one. I don't know if Bashara, do you have any?
Yes, I have one.
Okay,
A burning one. A burning one. Okay. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
Okay. Caro is asking, the reason why you are dating a married man is because you feel that all the other guys are cheaters, right? I think I got you right on that. That is the main objective and the main reason why you are doing that.
I've been broken so many times.
Yes. Now, I want to get your understanding on what is cheating or what is I understand cheating is being unfaithful.
Yes.
Yeah, so don't you feel that this man is also cheating on you by having another lady? Because I think the faithfulness comes when you're having a man for yourself, only for yourself. I think this is what you are looking for, a man for yourself. Now, whatever you are doing, there is already another lady that you don't want her to know that you exist. So also, I believe this is also cheating. Would I be right saying that?
I've been disappointed, so I can't change that. And I can't change a man. Okay. Wanasema samaki mkunja angali mbichi, lakini hawa hawakunjiki. So,
unaona tu. Sasa si mbichi tena. Ameshakuwa amekomaa.
What if he gets another lady? Because if he went ahead and got another one on top of the wife, how sure are you that he won't get another girl? How will you feel? Because I believe that second ladies or you're saying you're a side chick, so I don't want to call you the second wife. So there is no polygamy in this. It's only that someone is cheating somewhere.
You see, like I said, I've been disappointed, so I don't want any commitment. Even if he takes someone else, mimi niko sawa.
Janet, a final one before I let you go. Does the wife know that you exist?
I don't think she knows.
She said no.
Because I always try my level. Usiku ikifika ni usiku hakuna kuongea.
For 2 years?
2 years. I give him his space. I respect that. I don't care about the rest.
Janet, asante sana for sharing your experience for the 2 years. And right now, I'm not sure if I should say congratulations or continue or keep up. But asante sana for calling us. Salimia sana to Gilgil. And I think next time we should really have Janet just on set to give us her own bit. Asante sana, Janet.
That I was talking about. You have gone through a challenge and you're looking for a coping mechanism or a way to solve it that is not right. And unfortunately, I cannot blame her or anyone else. It's the unconscious solution that comes to you. Until now, when someone tells you, hey, wake up, Isaac, this is not the best way to deal with it. So that is the issue.
We are about 13 minutes to wrap it up, and I'm pretty sure sasa director ataanza kuniambia tunafaa kumalizia at 9 a.m. And there are so many other people calling. Right now I have David kutoka wapi Siaya. David, habari asubuhi. David, habari asubuhi kutoka Siaya. Yes, tuchangie kwa hii mada tafadhali.
Sasa hapo nimeona nimesikiza vile Janet ameongea hapo. Mimi pia am a married man.
Okay.
And actually I also have side chick.
Wangapi?
Mimi niko tu na side chicks wawili.
Okay. Are you planning to add more as time? For how long?
No. Okay, I've been in this situation for the last 3 years. I'm very much comfortable.
Okay. All right. How do you handle now the main one, and also how do you differentiate the priorities between the main one as well as the two?
It's that easy.
Wow.
It is just giving respect to your wife, your main wife. And then you actually try to behave like an adult, such that the wife will not be able to actually realize that there is something fishy going on.
Okay.
Yes. It is just respect. Nothing will go wrong. Yes.
All right, Devi, allow me to also have the guests throw in a few questions because of time. Pia maswali kidogo, alafu tumalizie na hii call.
Yeah. Hi, David. Okay. My question to you is that you've used the word respect. You have to respect your wife so that she doesn't have to feel like there's anything missing. The mere fact that you're having side chick, not even just one but two, isn't that disrespect?
It is not.
Interesting.
That is not disrespect.
Okay.
Okay. All the
Yes,
best.
it is not at all.
Thank you, David, for coming up boldly to share your journey. I'm just concerned about what made you to take this direction.
What made me to take this direction?
Yeah.
It is because of the main wife I have. At one point, she ran away.
Okay.
Okay.
I was at work, went back to the house and found the house was totally empty. She had left.
So did she
I
come?
was so much stressed. I was so much stressed. Do anything. Hadi nikakonda karibu nife.
I hear you. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so when she came back, I said, no, okay, if this is what is going on, I'm going to get someone who can actually keep me busy when she's away.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asante sana David kutoka Siaya. Salimia watu wa Siaya sana. I'm pretty sure we have about 10 or rather actually 8 minutes to wrap up this conversation. Yeah. I believe so. And quite a lot even to just comprehend this. But then I do have counselors here, and I just really want to understand the psychology that even for this kind of mistress, I mean, even for the two, either they actually know the existence of the main one, or they actually don't know. But then the psychology of it, and can I start with you, Mario, on this? Can we say this mistress lacks the self-esteem, that she can actually agree to be one? What's the psychology of this?
This is a lot. I train psychologists, students, and all that. But there's one topic that I would wish just to mention.
Yeah.
The self-concept of this person is already on a query. There's something that is not okay, and they are not aware. So in therapy, we don't judge. So they are not aware. It's true that when they come, we're able to walk the journey. Okay, this is where you are. How did you get into it? Tell me your story in your childhood. How has been your journey? And they will be able to see, I have found myself in a ditch, and unfortunately, instead of stopping, I keep on digging and digging and digging. And the long-term effect will be a lot. One, there will be this great risk in terms of illnesses, infections. Number two, there is issue of a broken marriage. Number three, there's impact of this to the children. So the list is long. Even stress and depression because of the pressure from these three, because now the main wife has demands, the two side chicks will have demand. At some point, you will not be able to manage to meet all these demands, including financial demands. And therefore, he has to do sometimes extra work and some shoddy jobs to maintain all this. So the long term is that there is a serious impact at the end of it all. So the psychology is self-worth, number one. Number two, their upbringing. And therefore, if I do an assessment for two of these clients, starting with something like we call SE, adverse childhood experiences, they will possibly score high because there is an issue that happened and they have been having issues all the way in their developmental stages. Those gaps are being filled in by these quote-unquote mistresses and this side chick and this lifestyle.
Right. I love the fact that you've already called them clients. They're basically getting free services here and there. Masharia, Janet say that for her, for the 2 years, she has accepted and kusema, I'm okay. What's the psychology behind that? At what point will one reach to actually say, fine, I accept? Is it on the go, just actually accepting in the first step, or does it actually progress and take time and then realize, I can't actually do this? I can be, because she actually said she's comfortable. So at what point does one realize that they can actually be comfortable?
Okay, I think it all starts by looking for short-term solutions. The girl is here, she's stressed. And as Isaac has said, that many things that leads to that, and you find yourself making the wrong decision. But it's looking for the short-term solutions, and then one thing leads to the other.
Right.
These guys are talking about that they don't want commitment. But you see, time creates commitment. When you have dated, now she's talking about 2 years. And now, I have not heard her saying that she's ready to quit soon. So it's something that is going to...
There's actually a baby on the way, so that might really progress.
Sure. So another commitment. You know, they are saying that they are fleeing from commitment, but they are chaining themselves without knowing that it's also a commitment. Because this child would come and say, I want to know my dad.
So we've lost the value of commitment as a society?
Yeah, not necessarily the value of commitment, because my understanding is she's now committing herself more, especially by bringing up the baby in the picture, because the baby will demand the presence of the father. Yeah. And now you find these ladies, they talk about that they don't want commitment and they will not fight the wife, but just wait, let the baby come. And this girl will be all over social media when the man has fled and looking for attention. My child needs identity, you know, and now fracas get into the other family. Because now she won't, by the way, when she gets a baby, she will not hataka kwa maficho tena. Atajitokeza na atademand rights zake.
And all that bit, Ngrechi. Yeah. So, because now the main one here, the girlfriend of the wife, is a very huge party in all this. Yeah. Either she's aware or she's not aware. They say ladies have six senses, so the possibility of this lady might actually know, she definitely know. Sisi wanaume ndio tunakuwaga tutadhani hajui kumbe anajua. So Ngrechi, what's the whole purpose of this main one here? Is it her right to, you know, accept ama our fukuze as we wind up?
First of all, hurt people will hurt other people. That's my take home from this whole scenario, because all the people that have spoken, they are speaking from a place of being broken, and that is why there's something they're projecting. And without judgment, what I think is, you know, as a wife, for example, if you found out that your husband has an affair or has a child outside there, you know, the first thing you go through is shock. And then once the shock wears off, is you don't know what to do. Do you leave? Do you stay? You know, and again, looking at all these side chicks, all of them have different scenarios. One, maybe some of them were even married. Yeah. The marriage is broke. So they are trying to, it's acting out, really. You are acting out on a certain emotion. And the thing about this whole, the common denominator is lacking self-awareness. Because the moment you take responsibility, the moment you're accountable to yourself, is you ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is what do I need to do next? The moment we start asking these questions, then this issue of having mistresses will be a thing of the past. But what I can advise some of these ladies is just, it's okay to say no. Sometimes you don't have to say yes to everything. Because the moment a woman says no, that relationship will not go anywhere. Because there's commitment either way. You are emotionally attached to someone. There is no way you can have an affair with someone, you get intimate with them, and you don't get connected. There's an emotional connection, and it never goes away. That's the reality of the situation. Even if you break up with this person or you lose contact, there will always be that emotional connection to them. Yeah.
I'll take that as your final thoughts on the advice for the ladies. Mashari, you believe in a sentence. Your final thoughts, your advice to every single party involved in all this.
Okay, I think we have talked about the side chick a lot. We have also talked about the man who is keeping the side chick. And briefly we have mentioned about the wife. So I don't know the situation of the wife now in this discussion. The many wives that are watching us.
Conversation we have.
Yes, the many wives that are watching us now, they are saying that this thing has been normalized and everyone has accepted it. The man is coming out and saying that I have two side chicks, and the other lady is coming out, I'm a side chick, by the way. You see now, I think my word is to the main chick, the wife, that there is nothing you can do to keep a man. A man can only be kept if he is willing to be kept. And now that comes in the issue of commitment that we are mentioning here. And it's a choice that this man has made. And when you get to know that he has chosen to do that, and your self-awareness is okay, you will be good to go.
Fantastic.
Minimizing the issue of fracas and attacking the lady because she has also chosen to be kept. Mind you, this lady might also be known by the family members and the friends of this man. They go out together. So even the in-laws, sometimes we think that calling them in to come and solve issues of infidelity will be a solution. It will never be a solution. Reason being, some of them have even been introduced to the side chick. They even know her. They love her more than they love you. So I think the wives need to be more alert and know that people made choices to do that. As a defense mechanism in psychology, we learn about a defense mechanism called intellectual defense mechanism, whereby you concentrate on the things that matters to you more, putting your focus on your self-development and self-awareness rather than focusing on the hurts and the pain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Some wise nuggets there. Oyo, bless us with your wise wisdom today.
My words is seek for help instead of transferring your problem to other people. So ask yourself, how did I get where I am? Actually, where am I? How did I get here?
All right.
What pushed me here? And what is the right thing to do to get out of here instead of causing more problem to yourself, to your wife, to the community, to children, and having what we are calling intergenerational trauma. Because the children that are being born out of this situation will have serious trauma in their livelihood and therefore have a society which is traumatized at the end of it all. We are existing here as professionals to help you. Get in touch with us.
Thank you very much. Paul Chalmot says so very much as long as there's money pampering on the sides. Also, Viva side chicks. Wow. Kenya Kundi, yeah, but with pampers. Me too, yeah, side chick. Moses Sago says reasoning side chicks. Now the place in the final one. Bavington Mose Mulama, no, not at all. Nowadays they are more secret. Asanteni sana for your wise nuggets. This conversation continues online on our Facebook page. You can head there at TV47 Kenya and continue telling us what you think about this conversation.